I've spent the last few weeks talking to you about building an empire, managing money, and creating income streams throughout my life. But today, I need to talk about the primary residence of that empire. So I'm talking about my body. I'm calling this my 90-day Grit Kickoff because I realized that for too long, I was treating my business like an asset and my health like an afterthought. I was recently at my doctor's office and she gave me the cold truth. I am pre-diabetic. Her first move wasn't to ask about my fitness goal. It was to tell me that I needed to lose 50 pounds and she would recommend me for bariatric surgery. Now listen, I've lost 100 pounds before. I've done the fitness competitions and the heavy lifting, but hearing that a surgeon was actually the only way out made me feel like a prisoner in my own skin. I had to ask myself, what good is a 10K month if I don't have the vitality or the health to enjoy it? If you're a business owner, your body is your most valuable asset. And it's your most valuable machine. And if that machine breaks, the business stops, right? So I want to talk a little bit about the immigrant inheritance, okay? And about breaking the work to death cycle. I grew up in an environment where hard work, it meant that you had to work until you couldn't stand. My parents had friends in New York, immigrant families. They worked literally 365 days a year. No vacations, no sick days. Of course, they put their children through medical school, but they didn't invest a single penny in their own longevity. And I watched as the husband passed away and then the wife shortly after. They died from curable diseases because they thought they could out-team or out-earn. They thought they could out-earn their neglect. And I realized that this hustle to the grave mentality, it was familiar. And I was beginning to repeat that myself. So, as immigrants, we tend to think more money is the goal. But if you're not moving your body and watching what you eat, you're just building a wealthy grave. So I decided right then and there that my health, it will no longer be a chore. It would be an investment that I was privileged to make. When I lost weight the first time, I cheated. I was hooked on fat burners. I was taking them like multivitamins. And I cut out entire food groups. And I bullied my metabolism until it broke. And it took me years to regulate it back to normal. Then came the surgery, a hysterectomy after discovering large fibroids. That pushed me into full menopause with hormone imbalances and a lot of sugar cravings. So I felt completely out of control. But I've pivoted to a science-based approach with an app that I'm using called Avatar Nutrition. And I stopped guessing and started tracking. So what am I tracking? I'm tracking 136 grams of protein, 164 grams of carbs every day, and 75 grams of fat. So that made me realize how mindless eating was sabotaging me. For example, those pre-made salads that we buy and we think that are healthy, by the time you add the dressing, you're already at 800 calories. And eating 3 servings in one sitting, because that big bowl is not just 1 serving. Sometimes they're 3 servings. So I started making substitutions. For instance, I use my air fryer instead of deep frying. And us Caribbeans, we love our fried food. So that awareness alone, it helped me drop the first 25 pounds. So I also had to figure out a maintenance plan, right? So if you want a bougie plus plus life, you have to invest in high level maintenance. So after my surgery, my core was basically gone because a hysterectomy is like a C-section. They cut you open, and I had to find a way to get my core strength back and my pelvic floor strength back. So I never did Pilates before, but I invested in private sessions to learn the technique and to rebuild my core and pelvic floor. And I also book stretch therapy twice a month. They are specifically customized PNF stretch therapy to fix, and it helped me fix my frozen shoulders and a lot of hip tightness that I was experimenting. So my 90-day grid schedule is absolutely non-negotiables. I do CrossFit 3 times a week. I do cycling twice a week, and I do Pilates twice a week. And this isn't just working out. It's my asset protection because I'm building the muscle of consistency in my body so I can maintain my business, right? So with that, I decided to have a birthday goal. My birthday is in April. So I have, the doctor told me to lose 50 pounds. So I have 25 more pounds to go to meet that target. And I want to meet that goal by my birthday in April. So I've joined a challenge that started on January 12th because I wanted to take the daily consistency that I'm building with these videos and apply it to my health. So here's what my daily checklist looked like. I am doing 8,000 steps a day. I'm drinking a gallon of water because that's actually what half of my body weight is. I'm doing 30 minutes of reading, and I'm eating whole food to cut out the noise. Because friend, let's be real. You cannot outrun a bad diet. And you can also work out to death, but if the nutrition isn't there, the asset isn't growing. So I'm choosing to average half a pound to 2 pounds a week. And I want to do this the healthy way. Absolutely no more fat burners, I promise. So I want to leave you with a story from my 20s. I remember I was breaking out badly on my forehead. And I went to see somebody to do a facial for me. And the first thing that she told me was, this isn't a skin problem, this is a nutrition problem. And she was right, because I was eating oily food from a food truck close to work every day. And as soon as I changed what I was putting inside, the outside cleared up. So no more breaking out on my forehead. So everything on the outside, your skin, your energy, your business, it comes from how you nurture the inside. So you have to love yourself enough to make this an investment, not an obligation. So tell me in the comments, how are you going to love on your body? Because your body is your primary asset. And are you ready to set a goal, or like me, who has the 90-day Grit Kickoff? What are you going to do? Because I know for 2026, I no longer want to treat my body like something that, I've learned as an immigrant to run to the grave. You don't rest. You just keep going and making money, making money, making money. But if I don't take care of myself, if I don't love on my body, I'm no good to myself, first of all, and I'm no good to the people who love me. I don't have the energy, I don't have that vitality to give to anybody, especially my loved ones. And you know how they say nutrition is 80% and workout is 20%. For the longest time, I focused on the 20%. You work out. And there's this I don't know, this thing out there where, oh, the harder you work out, the more chance that you have of reaching your goal. And it's not our fault, because there are a lot of videos out there that would tell you, for instance, oh, here's how to get here's the exercise that you need to get a flat stomach. Here's the exercise that you got to do to tighten your buns. And I actually learned from one of the coaches that I had in during my fitness days and my fitness competition days. After I had messed up my metabolism completely, I had hired this guy. His name is Lane Norton, and he's actually the one who introduced me to that app, Avatar Nutrition. And everything he does is science-based. So, and I remember that he was telling me, he's like, well, you're going to have to work out less, and you're going to have to focus on your nutrition and rest so that we can get your metabolism to the healthy part where it needs to be. And I have to tell you, this was something very hard for me to do. And I struggled with it a lot. But I remember that I carried that with me until this point, that if you want lasting success, especially when it comes to a healthy lifestyle, you have got to prioritize nutrition. So this is what I am going to focus on for the next, let me see, 90 days started yesterday. So today I would say for the next 89 days or 88 days and a half. So this is what I want to focus on, because, like I said, you cannot outrun a bad diet. You can exercise until you drop. If your nutrition, your diet is not good and is not nourishing your body, it's just, you put yourself in that yo-yoing, that never ending yo-yoing. You lose 10 pounds, you gain it right back. You kind of going up and down, up and down. And I've been there. So, and I'm actually excited to continue this journey, because I've already lost 25 pounds doing that. And I can't tell you how relieving that is for me, because I don't feel that I'm working so hard. I feel more that, I'm making it part of my daily routine. And most importantly, I feel that this is the greatest manifestation of self-love that I can give to myself. So I'm Webley, and that was day 14, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 15.